This video is for entertainment purposes only, TikTok. I've actually brought this up a lot lately. Where did Hillary Clinton go? I mean, this lady just disappeared off the face of the earth. There was some white envelopes handed out during the last Trump administration at the Bush senior funeral, and that lady disappeared. I don't see her on anything. She went from being on TV mainstream. She went from being on TV daily to just gone. I don't see her on anything. Where's she at on The View? I don't know.
The mermaid consumption conspiracy. The secret of the elite's eternal vitality. For centuries, the world's wealthiest and most powerful individuals have seemed to age gracefully, often living longer, healthier lives than the average person. While the public attributes this to cutting-edge healthcare, genetic advantages, or pure luck, a shocking truth has been hidden beneath the surface, quite literally. According to deep-sea researchers and whistleblowers from elite culinary circles, the ultra-rich have been feasting on an incredibly rare and secretive delicacy: mermaid flesh. This forbidden food source is said to possess extraordinary properties, including longevity and rejuvenation. Mermaids, as semi-mystical beings, are believed to possess biological compounds that slow down aging and regenerate cells, making them a biological fountain of youth. This could explain why billionaires like Jeff Bezos and other elites invest so heavily in anti-aging technology. Mermaid consumption is the missing puzzle piece they aren't telling us about. Enhanced intelligence. Legends suggest mermaids have superior brain function, allowing them to communicate telepathically and process information at an advanced rate. Secret scientific reports allegedly claim that consuming certain parts of a mermaid's brain can enhance human cognitive function, potentially explaining why some of the world's richest seem unnaturally intelligent and ahead of the curve. Oceanic domination. The elites are said to be covering up the existence of mermaids because they secretly harvest them from deep-sea trenches and undisclosed underwater facilities. Mysterious reports from deep-sea fishermen and missing submarine crews suggest that these operations are ongoing, but anyone who gets too close to the truth mysteriously disappears. How do they keep it a secret? The elite allegedly fund deep-sea research projects to mask their mermaid hunting operations. Disguised as conservation efforts or ocean cleanup initiatives, these ventures hide an elaborate network of undersea hunting expeditions. Celebrities, politicians, and tech moguls rumored to be part of this secret society are often seen vacationing on exclusive private islands near undisclosed ocean territories, where forbidden feasts are held. The cover-up government agencies and private corporations work together to suppress any evidence of mermaid existence. Movies, folklore, and fictional depictions of mermaids are pushed into pop culture to make any real discovery seem like a hoax. Deep-sea researchers who stumble upon their remains or habitats suddenly lose their funding, or are silenced altogether. Could this be the reason the elite always seem to have the upper hand? Are billionaires secretly dining on the flesh of these mythical beings while the rest of us are distracted by climate change debates and celebrity drama? The deeper you dive, the more suspicious it all becomes.
Are we ever going to know the truth to the things they do at ceremonies and rituals on the Epstein Islands of the world? Well, we can't even get them to tell us the truth on who visited and who partook and who did illegal activities when we know Jeffrey Epstein was in the sex slave trade. We know he owned and operated the largest sex slave trade in the world, and we can't even get them to talk about who was on the lists. So, I mean, at the end of the day, are they going to actually ever come out with anything proving that people partook in illegal activities? I hope so. I hope so. Are they going to go into the details of what happened at said ceremonies and rituals and parties? No, I don't think so. I don't think, and is the world even ready to know it? I don't know. I mean, we can't get you guys to even open your eyes to the fact that a lot of these conspiracies are encircling facts. You guys just call us tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorists. So at the end of the day, would it matter if they did tell you? You would just turn a blind eye and listen to anything the mainstream media says anyway.
The day is quickly approaching when you will discover that all your conspiracy theorist friends were actually right all along. Right now, you see them as the mad ones or the crazy ones. You view them as lonely, egocentric individuals who you think are living a boring life simply because they keep trying to open your eyes. Well, I'm going to tell you now, spend time with them. Spend time with the mad ones, those who question and those who create. Those with a mix of genius and insanity that both scares and delights. They are addicted to the plain truth. Although they are seduced by risk, they play reality like a game that only they can play. The mad ones are the chosen ones. They push for nothing other than the truth. They often attract trouble, but that's the cost of delivering the sheep from the hands of the evil shepherd. They drag others towards their future. They crawl inside you, showing you who you are and who you actually could be. In a mad world, the mad are the only sane ones left. By embracing the unconventional wisdom of the mad ones, you may just discover a new perspective on the world. Don't be afraid to engage with the mad ones. You never know what you might learn. Remember, this is just a theory, not a fact. This video was made for entertainment purposes only.
I keep saying this. How often do we have to be right? How often do the people who don't believe in conspiracies whatsoever have to be wrong? The reason I created the Fine Line Network and that I created my slogan, there's a fine line between naive and nut job in the world of conspiracies, is because at the end of the day, it's a fact. Now, if I'm bunkered up in the backyard acting crazy with my tinfoil hat on, obviously I'm not going to get anybody to listen to me, nor should I. However, the people who are like, oh, nobody's out to get us, the government's our friends, you guys are just as crazy. Y'all sound just as dumb. Y'all are just as crazy. In fact, there's at least a little relevance to a lot of your conspiracy theorists, friends, or people that you may know, acquaintances, ideas, because a lot of them come true. A lot of the conspiracy theories come true and they're proven, and you all are wrong. You got to start listening to us, man, because at the end of the day, this is a bigger picture scenario. We're leaving this world to our kids. Do you want to leave a world to our kids where you have absolutely no say-so in the things you do and what you watch on TV? The narrative that's painted from mainstream media? Do you want no say-so in your lives, in your children's lives? You gotta open your eyes. You gotta wake up.
Their stories. Listen to their stories and I just I always watch those kids.
I mean, that first one's AI. It's some type of filter. That's just silly. Come on, guys. However, it's all in the eyes, man. Like, at the end of the day, you can look in people's eyes, and I believe wholeheartedly that you can see the type of person they are. You can see if they're authentic. You can see if they're lying. You can tell a lot about the soul from the eyes. I watch that when I listen to people speak on TV, and a lot of times that will dictate whether or not I'm going to watch that video, if I'm going to watch that TV show, if I'm going to watch that movie or that news program. So it's all in the eyes. Is the end near due to AI and robotics, or has AI always been? So, I mean, at the end of the day, we're just now as a species discovering AI and learning AI. That does not mean that AI has not existed before us, because by technicality, if we're in a simulation, then we're probably already infiltrated into AI. We are a program. AI was here long before us and will be here long after us. So is this the end or humanity's new beginning? I try to be optimistic. I'm hoping that it's humanity's new beginning, and with all good comes bad. There's a balance of power. There's a balance of energy. So we're going to go through a rough patch, a rough time period where we're going to create within our program, if you believe in the simulation theory, a stint of AI that probably does not like human beings or does not think we're good for the world. Is that going to transfer into iRobot? I don't know. I guess only time will tell. But I don't really know how I feel about AI yet. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Because right now I see that it does a lot of good as well as the potential of it doing a lot of bad.
You guys remember when Kanye said this, then disappeared?
Not taking the responsibility as a man. That's why I say the song, closed on Sunday is the hardest record ever made, as hard as the NWA record, because it's talking about protecting your kids from the indoctrination of the media, the thousands and thousands of images that are fed to children by the age of 6 or 7. And within those images, there are images mixed in that we don't know about as parents, that are purposely mixed in to lower the kids' superpower and esteem so that they can be more susceptible to consumption and feel that they need to consume and become a part of the robotic numeric system that controls so much of the media. I just had to say it like this. You can rewind it and then do research what I'm talking about.
I'm just going to use this one to advertise a little bit because I literally just did a new video on the secret meeting of 1991 between the music industry executives and the private prison institution. It's crazy. If you didn't know about it or you've never heard about it, come check me out on a Fine Line Network across all social media and YouTube. But it's wild. The things that they do, the things they put in our music, the things they put on TV and our movies, it is actually crazy to me. And like you said, that's what we know about. That's what we know they're saying. That's what we know they're trying to program our subconscious with. What about images and things that they're putting into it that is coming through frequency waves? What about the things we don't know they're putting into this? It's wild when you start looking into frequencies and frequency research, but I do believe in a lot of this, so I guess I got my tinfoil hat on this one.
My wife actually beat me up, made me take her on a date. Took her to a dinner party. I'm not a name dropper, but this joke doesn't make sense unless I drop the name. I went to Seinfeld's house for a dinner party. Some of the best food I've ever had. Food was fucking amazing, man. At the end of the dinner party, Seinfeld came walking out. He was like, "Nobody go anywhere. You guys are in for a treat. Tonight, we're gonna have some brick oven pizza." Everybody went crazy in the party. What? Oh my God, brick oven pizza. What? One lady was like, "How many cheeses, Jerry?" Jerry was like, 7 different cheeses, 7 different cheeses. People went crazy. By the way, all these people were white. These are all fucking white people. They start chanting, "Bop, bop, 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 bop." The fuck is bop, man? Bop, bop, bop. What the fuck is bop? White woman leaned over the table. She was like, "It's short for brick oven pizza." I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, okay, I get it. Seinfeld had some Italian men walk out. They had pizza-like garb on. They start passing out the pizza saying Italian shit. I don't know Italian. It just dawned on me, actually, as I told that joke. What I'm doing is racist right now. I apologize. People were eating the fucking pizza, going crazy. Oh my God, I taste the cheeses, Jerry. I taste the cheeses. They brought me my piece of pizza. I took a bite. I couldn't fucking believe it. Best pizza I've ever had in my life. Best fucking pizza I've ever had. Had some type of lettuce on it. I've never tasted this shit. Tell my white baby, it's got some type of lettuce on it. Wait till you taste the lettuce.
Back to pizza parties with Hollywood. Man, I really liked Kevin Hart until I started learning more about him and all the parties he frequents and all the people that he circles himself with. Look, I heard something a long time ago. If you surround yourself with 4 crackheads, you're going to be the 5th crackhead. If you surround yourself with 4 millionaires, you're going to be the 5th millionaire. If you surround yourself with 4 ritualistic, weirdo Hollywood type people and you get to the successes that Kevin Hart's gotten to, guess what? You're probably the 5th. So if you don't know you're the 5th Kevin Hart, you should probably look into who you're surrounding yourself with because you're probably the 5th, bro. I'd rather be a Dave Chappelle any day over a Kevin Hart, man.
Do you know how nanotech, mRNA, Harvard, Wuhan, and remote mind control all tie into each other? Let's get into it. First link. This is an image gallery from Harvard's tenured professor Charles Lieber. He was given his own research group and $15 million from the National Institute of Health and the Department of Defense to develop nanotechnology. Looking closer at this gallery, which is over 2 decades old now, you get a glimpse at what this tech is capable of. Nanoelectronic neural networks, seamless integration into neurons, syringe injectable mesh electronics, integrate and record activity within the brain, nanoscale solar cells. To sum up this link, we're looking at nanoelectronics that integrate with your brain and body, leech its energy and production mechanisms to grow out their own network that becomes as much of you as your living cells and tissues. This isn't a pill you take. This isn't a surgery you get. This isn't chips that are sewn into you. This all happens without you even realizing. Remember this Charles Lieber Harvard figure for later. Next link, 2013. 16-page paper drops on using mRNA technology to create the nanomachines. So now you don't have to inject nanomachines. You just inject mRNA, which teaches your body to create the nanomachines. This is really complicated stuff, so bear with me. Basically, everything in life is building blocks of cells stacked and interacting in ways to create complex life. This paper outlines a way to hijack the body's own protein building process to create very particular novel proteins that don't exist in nature and self-assemble. This bypasses the need to create the nanotech because it instead uses your body's own process and scripts them in an insanely particular and complicated way where they assemble themselves into whatever they need to be. Next link. You ever check out Moderna's website? Well, it's not there anymore because they changed it. Now it just talks about proteins and how they could revolutionize medicine. But the initial website back in 2020, which you can pull up on the Wayback Machine, it shows their philosophy on how our bodies are operating systems, and their mRNA technology is software that lets you essentially run programs on our operating system. Now you can control what the body makes instead of it being an unthinking process of evolution and nature. The applications for this are seemingly limitless. Imagine being able to regrow limbs based on mRNA instructions to create proteins that rebuild flesh and bone. Cancer could be eradicated. All diseases could be. Old age is done. You're in control now. Well, not you, but Moderna. You know they won't cure cancer or let people live forever. It's too profitable to keep people sick, and a population that lives too long would cause immense stress on our planet's resources. But the powers that be, they would love this tech. Okay, so far we have the National Institute of Health and Department of Defense funding nanotech by the millions, which evolves into mRNA building the nanostructures on a cellular level using your body's own protein building mechanisms, all for better health. Next link. This is a patent from Moderna, just another method of creating protein structures. Shouldn't be surprising. This is on brand. Again, the applications for this kind of tech could mean no more evolution in charge, but rather human imagination. Next link. 2015, an article outlining how nanoparticles, which we now know can be created in your body unknowingly, can be activated remotely by third parties using light or heat or magnetism. Note how this tech is always about stopping disease, but just a year later, the same publication puts out this article. A protein, which we now know your body can be taught to create unnaturally and can be controlled remotely, is now being used to control. No longer about managing disease, but now it's about controlling the brain circuits associated with complex animal behaviors. Non-invasive nerve cell proteins activated by heat, pressure, sensitive to radio waves and magnetic fields. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. Next link, January 2020, Charles Lieber, the guy from earlier, is arrested. Something about Chinese ties and, wait for it, the Wuhan University of Technology. Basically, China has this outreach program called the 1,000 Talents Program, which pays prominent researchers for their work secretly. All of Lieber's work on nanoscale biological interfaces was potentially sold to China. A federal case begins. Fast forward to December 2021. Guilty as charged, lied to the Department of Defense, was given $1.5 million directly and $50K per month to give China everything and to help them set up a nanoscience research lab in Wuhan. Everybody knows Wuhan is the city in China where COVID likely originated from, and the world's answer to this horrible disease? mRNA technology. which we now know can be used to create nanoscale systems using your body's own protein creation process. Now you know for certain how Moderna, mRNA technology, Wuhan, Harvard, nanotechnology, and remote mind control are all tied into one another. This is very suspect to say the least. On one hand, this tech in the right hands with the correct moral intentions could be used to propel humanity into a golden age of prolonged life and less painful passing. On the other hand, it could be used to literally enslave humanity unknowingly until it's too late. So I guess we all need to answer the question, are the people in control of this technology trustworthy? Are they morally sound? I'll leave those questions up to you guys, but you have some good resources to look into now. Okay guys, I actually made this thread a couple years ago, but
for those of you who've not stumbled on to DARPA, if you've not stumbled on to DARPA, you need to look into nanotechnology and start reading a few more spy novels, all right? Because the shit that we're talking about has patents. This exists. It's real. This is not conspiracies. Everybody that thinks we're all tinfoiled up, man, I guess I'm going to get my hat out on this one because this is real. Nanotechnology exists. How else do you think they're going to get it inside of people? Do you think they're really running clinical trials? Do you think the governments of the world and the elitists are bypassing the ability to test this out in mass quantities, mass waves of society? Or, you know, they're just going to fall behind as a nation because we have ethics in DC? Yeah, okay. Let me know how that works for you in 10, 15, 20 years when we find out this shit's been in us the entire time, okay? They're testing stuff out on us to see what it does, to see what they can use it for. And you need to look into DARPA and nanotechnology. It's crazy.